Let me ask you something. When did you stop living for yourself? Not surviving, not fulfilling roles, but truly living. With purpose, passion, and power. Was it when they told you to calm down? When they said, don't be too ambitious, too emotional, too loud? Was it when you decided it's safer to fit in than to stand out and be questioned for it? Women are taught to exist quietly, to adjust, to compromise, to be perfect. But here's the truth, you don't have to fit in. You were born to create space. This isn't about rebellion, it's about liberation from fear, from silence, from playing small. You don't just exist in this world, you have the power to create your own, and it starts now. From the moment we are born as women, we are taught be nice, be quiet, be polite, make others proud, don't be too much, don't take up too much space, don't be too loud, don't be too bold, don't ask for too much, don't dream too big. And without even realizing, we stop being ourselves and start being what the world finds acceptable. That's how we end up in jobs we hate, relationships that drains us, friendships that feel fake, and lives that feel like someone else's story. I remember a day I stood in front of the mirror and didn't recognize the women staring back. I had the titles, the roles, the responsibilities. I looked like I had it together. But inside, I was empty. Not because I was weak, but because I had been living for everyone but me. And in that moment, a quiet voice inside me whispered, this isn't your life, this is your survival mask. To create your own existence is not just about living, it's about choosing to exist on your own terms. It means you stop waiting for approval, you stop existing through others' expectations, you stop playing small, you stop living by default and start living by design. It means saying, I will no longer dim myself just to fit in. I will no longer bend backwards to be loved. I will no longer exist in peace just to make others feel whole. You were not born to be background noise. You were born to be the main character, the author of your own story. Science, you are not creating your own existence. That you are always seeking validation. If your self worth depends on how others see you, you are not living, you are auditing. You don't know what you want, only what others expect. When you are disconnected from your own desire, you start living someone else's version of success. You constantly feel exhausted and unfulfilled. Because when your life doesn't align with your truth, your soul knows it. You silence your voice to keep the peace. But what about your own peace? These are not flaws, they are signals. Signals that you are living someone else's script, and it's time to start writing your own. Let me tell you a story. There was a woman who had done everything right. Good student, obedient daughter, supportive partner, responsible worker. But one day she woke up and felt nothing. She had people around her but felt completely alone. She had check marks on paper but no peace in her soul. So one night in silence, she picked up a pen and wrote one sentence in her journal. What if I choose me in this time? And that question became her fire. She left the job that made her sick. She said no to love that required her to lose herself. She traveled alone, she cried, she broke, she healed, and for the first time she felt alive. Because she didn't just survive anymore, she existed. Loudly, boldly, unapologetically. How to start creating your own existence? Reconnect with your truth. Ask yourself, who am I? Without the noise, without the labels, without the pressure. Unlearn that love equals sacrifice. Unlearn that peace is selfish. Unlearn that your voice is too loud. Choose yourself every single day. Even when it's uncomfortable, even when people don't get it, even when it means walking away from everything familiar. Build something that's yours. Whether it's dream, a business, a community, or just your inner peace, create something that no one can take from you. Honor the woman you are becoming. Stop looking for old version of you in new places. You are not who you used to be. You are not here to please, you are here to create. You were not born to be a shadow. You were born to be a storm, a fire, a home for your own soul. You were not born to break under pressure. You were born to become diamond through it. So let the world call you too much. Let them call you difficult. Let them whisper when you finally rise. But you don't owe them silence anymore. This is your life and you don't need permission to begin. You are allowed to want more, you are allowed to start over, you are allowed to walk away, you are allowed to evolve. Exist loudly, unapologetically, soft and strong at the same time. Exist without waiting to be saved, exist without explaining your dreams, exist as the wild, beautiful, fierce women you were always meant to be. If this spoke to your soul, don't just watch, rise. Comment below. I choose to create my own existence fully, boldly, fiercely. Subscribe if you are done performing. Share this with every woman who's ever felt invisible. You don't need to wait for a sign. This is the sign. Now go create the life that was always yours.